In the grand theater of aerial warfare, the stage is often dominated by giants. We hear endlessly about the technological might of American jets like the F-35, the raw power of Russia's Sukhoi fighters, or the sheer numbers produced by China's rapidly expanding air force. These are the Goliaths of the sky, backed by colossal budgets and the industrial might of superpowers. Yet, lurking in their shadow is a different kind of predator. A fighter jet, born from the harsh necessities of a nation that has mastered the art of survival. This jet is the Saab Gripen, a Swedish marvel that punches far, far above its weight. It represents a different philosophy, not of overwhelming force but of cunning, efficiency, and lethal precision. The Gripen doesn't seek to win by being the biggest or the fastest, instead it wins by being the smartest. To truly understand the Gripen, we must travel back in time to the height of the Cold War. Sweden, while officially neutral, found itself wedged between NATO and the Warsaw Pact. The Swedish military doctrine was, and remains, total defense. The nation had to be able to defend itself alone against a potential superpower invasion. Every piece of hardware had to be resilient, clever, and tailored to Scandinavia. The Air Force needed a successor to the Draken and Viggen, a multi-role fighter. The requirements were immense. It had to be fighter, attack, and spanning. Reconnaissance, fast, agile, equipped with sophisticated avionics. Critically, it had to operate under the most austere conditions. Dispersed road bases, not vulnerable large airfields. Reinforced stretches of highway would launch, recover, and service fighters, so short takeoff and landing were essential. In Swedish, Gripen means the griffin, head of an eagle, body of a lion. Saab won the contract in 1982. The design prioritized pragmatic engineering and minimized logistics. A delta wing and canard configuration gave high-speed stability and low-speed maneuverability. While the Gripen's airframe is aerodynamic, its true lethality lies in its electronic nervous system. It was one of the first fighters designed around a network-centric combat system, not just sensors and weapons. A shared digital ecosystem linking pilot, aircraft, wingmen, ground stations, ships. Together they form a single, cohesive fighting unit. A Gripen pilot doesn't just see their radar, they see a fused picture of the entire battle space. Sensor data from many platforms converge into one coherent display. At its heart is the Tactical Data Link System, TDLS, enabling real-time, secure sharing across a squadron. One Gripen can scan while wingmen fly with radars off, silent hunters seeing what the leader sees. The Gripen E adds Skyward G-Erst, a passive infrared sensor that detects heat signatures without emissions. Pilots can track stealth aircraft by heat, remaining electronically invisible themselves. Gripen E's EW suite can jam, detect emissions, and act as a long-range sensor in its own right. It builds an electronic order of battle, locating and identifying enemy radars from hundreds of kilometers. The Gripen is software-defined. Rapid updates counter new threats without heavy hardware changes. The official designation is JS-39, Jacked, Attack Spanning, Fighter Attack Reconnaissance. It can switch mission roles seamlessly, sometimes during a single sortie. A pilot may scramble on air defense patrol and be re-rolled to a ground attack in minutes. No landing required. Software and pylons reconfigure the mission. For air-to-air it carries Meteor, a ramjet BVR missile. And the agile Iris-T for close fights. Meteor retains energy to the target. First shot, first kill potential. For strike missions, Precision GBU-12S and Standoff RBS-15 anti-ship missiles, or the KEPD-350 cruise missile for deep defended strikes. Fitted with advanced pods, the Gripen becomes the eyes and ears of a military, high-res ISR and ELINT. It can transmit that intelligence in real time to commanders. This swing-roll flexibility makes the Gripen one of the most versatile and cost-effective combat aircraft today. A smaller air force can field a credible deterrent against much larger adversaries. Placed alongside the giants of military aviation, America's F-35 Lightning II, Russia's Su-57, China's J-20, the Gripen looks like an underdog. Smaller, single-engine, lacks full fifth-generation stealth, but that misses the point. The Gripen wasn't built to beat them at their own game, it changes the rules. Efficiency is its weapon. Cheaper to build, cheaper to fly, rapid turnarounds. The same budget can buy many more Gripens, more sorties, wider area control. The F-35 is a flying supercomputer, unmatched sensor fusion but astronomically expensive, and dependent on specialized facilities. Gripens operate dispersed, networked, and can outmaneuver with information, not brute power. Against super-maneuverable Sukhois, Gripen avoids prolonged dogfights. It uses data-linked situational awareness and long-range meteor missiles to engage from distance and escape. Born to defend Sweden, the Gripen has proven itself far beyond Scandinavia. Deployed to international theaters, it earned combat credits. In 2011, Sweden joined Operation Unified Protector in Libya. 8 Gripen C and D fighters flew hundreds of sorties. Assigned tactical reconnaissance, they gathered vital imagery in heavily contested airspace. Operating among active SAMs tested their sensors and survivability, and they performed. In Red Flag and other exercises, Gripen squadrons punch above their weight. Network-centric tactics and situational awareness gave them favorable results, even against F-22S and F-15S in simulations. A flight of Gripens, using silent coordination, managed a firing solution on an F-22 in a simulated exercise, outthinking rather than outturning their opponent. It was a demonstration that raised eyebrows among top brass. These are not anomalies. They form a pattern that makes strategists uneasy. The Gripen earned its stripes over North Africa and continues to prove itself in Allied operations. Perhaps the most profound impact of the Gripen is its role as a great equalizer. For nations that can't afford superpower budgets, Gripen offers a credible, affordable path. The Czech Republic, Hungary, South Africa, Thailand, and Brazil have all chosen the Gripen for capability, cost, and interoperability. Leased Gripens augment NATO forces for Baltic air policing, protecting Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. Low operating costs and reliability make them ideal for sustained patrols and quick scrambles. Brazil's selection, F-39, includes co-development and local production, a big industrial leap. It enables patrol of the Amazon and long Atlantic coasts with a modern, affordable fighter. Thailand pairs Gripens with Ariya AEW and C for layered networked defense. The Gripen becomes the sharp end of an intelligent network that secures regions. The Saab Gripen is more than metal and wires. It embodies a strategic philosophy: smart defense, ingenuity over extravagance, efficiency over excess, adaptability over rigidity. The cockpit is designed to reduce pilot workload and present information clearly. Intuitive controls free the pilot to command, not just operate the aircraft. Logistical independence is a pillar. Commercially available components where possible. Dispersed operations mean an enemy cannot cripple the force by striking a few bases. Squadrons can absorb initial strikes and keep fighting. Resilience built in. Modular avionics allow rapid swaps and lower sustainment burden. The Gripen forces strategic rethink. You don't need $1 trillion budget to field a world-class fighter. A smarter, more agile force can pose serious danger to a larger conventional opponent. Smart design, strategic foresight, and the will to remain independent, those are Gripen's strengths. For superpowers, it is an uncomfortable reminder. Might alone is not enough. The story is far from over. The Gripen E and F represent a quantum leap. Same brilliant airframe, nearly everything inside is new. More power, increased fuel capacity, greater range and endurance. More hardpoints, new weapons integrations, and a new suite of sensors and avionics. Software-centric design means major capability upgrades via updates, not heavy hardware changes. This iterative cycle keeps Gripen at the cutting edge. As AI and ML grow, Gripen's architecture is ready to integrate them. Gripens will act as quarterbacks, commanding drone swarms, scouting ahead, jamming, or even striking. Drones extend reach and deliver EW effects while the Gripen orchestrates from a safer distance. Teaming with unmanned systems makes Gripen a complex, unpredictable threat. Saab Gripen has carved an enduring legacy: intelligence, efficiency, adaptability, evolving, adapting, a silent predator that commands respect. Small, smart, and shockingly effective, the Gripen upends assumptions about air power. It proves that smart design and networks can offset raw spending power. For smaller nations, it is empowerment. For superpowers, an uncomfortable strategic problem. It is design, doctrine, and the will to remain independent, forged into one fighter. The Gripen continues to evolve, quiet, adaptive, lethal, the jet that superpowers fear the most. If you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe, and tell us which aircraft you want us to analyze next. Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep your eyes on the sky.